third week of ICAD. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind in posting, but I am caught up as in doing them. I'm actually ahead. I just haven't gotten around to doing all the editing. That is the hard part, I think, is trying to get all the editing done. And people say to me, like, just do it. Don't worry about filming and creating content for YouTube. But I can't help it. I have to do it. I don't know why. I don't know. I just want to put it out there for you guys, because I find if I don't do a video, that's when I get asked if there's a video for it. So anyway, this one I am playing with art foamies, and these cute little guys are by Keisha Devaney. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. But you can find them on the Art Foamies website. And I don't know the names of them because they don't come in packaging or anything. At least mine didn't. So yeah, I don't know the names. But when you go on the Art Foamies website, you can look up the stamps by artist. So you can just look up Keisha's, and then you will be able to find them. Her art foamies are adorable. I love them. Love her style. So anyways, I thought these three would be cute just to put together like a little group of friends. And I was going to say I leave them black and white, but I don't. I actually color them, I think. So here's another one where I'm using art foamies. These two are a bit older. The writing one is anyways. The moon may not be as old. I'm really unsure. And I'm not sure who designed them either. I feel like the moon is by KP, but... And the cursive one might be by Julie Faye Fanbalzer, but I can't say for certain with either of them. The writing one I've had for a while. So again, I just did the writing so it was a little bit in the background. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to pull it out, see if you can actually even see it when it's done. Very faintly. But the art foamies are fun to play with. If you're not familiar with them, they work well with paint, with an ink pad. Some people even like use watercolor with them, like a water soluble crayon or a stick, and like wet it and then cover it with that. They're great with the gel plate. Really fun with the gel plate. A great way to ink them too quickly is by using a gel plate. But anyway, they're cute and fun for backgrounds and like these for focal points. Made it very easy to just pull together a ICAD. So what I'm using here to color these guys in, those are just Stabilo all pencils. I have very limited color range. I think I just have the black and the regular pencil color, brown, red, blue, and green. Yellow, I mean. I don't know if I have a green. Anyway, and then I pulled out a Woody for the faces, and that's a Neo Color crayon. And a Posca, so I didn't limit myself as to what mediums I used. I just went all over the place. And to make those lines a bit bolder, I went in with a thick Posca paint pen. I'd be lost without my Poscas. The black and white especially. I use those, I think, every time I do anything in art, I use them. So I'm just putting a quote on my ICAD, and you'll see I have my phone out. that is how I find my quotes. I just Google something like maybe short quote on friendship or funny quote on friendship. Like, I just search for it in that way. If I want something short, long, funny, meaningful, I just use keywords like that. If I come across a quote that I really like, I'll take a screenshot of it, or if it's on Instagram, I'll save it, and I have a folder on Instagram for quotes, so I'll save it on there. I don't usually see it on Facebook. So you notice here I made a mistake. While the Posca was still wet, I just took some water and a baby wipe and cleaned it off. It wasn't perfect, but after it dried, I went in with a little white to try to cover some of it up, and it's not the best, but it fixed the mistake. So this one here, I feel like I kind of went back to my 100 days with the paper and just pen doodles. I could have easily just stuck with that same theme of the 100 days for my ICADs, but that wouldn't have been very different, and it wouldn't have allowed me to use different mediums and get back into creating. Because if you recall, that's the whole reason why I started the ICAD challenge, was because I was having problems getting back into the swing of things. Because I finished my 100 days before I left for my trip to Newfoundland. So I already had it done well before the challenge was actually over. And then while in Newfoundland, I didn't do a whole lot of anything. I just quickly created little bits here and there, and a lot of it was just stuff that my sister-in-law would sit down and we just fool around, and did some quick watercolors for her because she wanted a few pieces to put on her wall. And that was pretty much it. So I hadn't touched any acrylic paints or stamps or anything different. It was just a pen and some watercolors. So it was hard getting back into the swing of things once I came back. I think I'm getting there. I find with some of the ICADs, you don't see much of them in the videos so far, but after week 3, I kind of got a bit more into the acrylic paint, and that has really helped get my creative juices flowing again. So anyway, this ICAD is probably my least favorite. It did not turn out how I wanted. I don't know. To me, it looks way too cartoonish. I wanted it to be like a simple figure, not a lot of detail, but for you to be able to tell it was a woman in a pretty dress. But I find how I did it quickly and loosely, and just the way the legs looked, it really came out looking like a cartoon character. Who comes to mind when I look at it? I don't know. Those of you who have kids that are maybe a bit older now, I don't know if the show still comes on, but there was a show, Phineas and Ferb. So this girl reminds me of Candace. Maybe Candace grown up and who's an adult now. But whenever I look at her, that's who I see. I think it's the shape of the face. I don't know. But yeah, I can't look at her without thinking of Candace. So yeah, this is like my very least favorite ICAD. I almost scrapped it and didn't include it. Like, I thought about ripping it up and just throwing it in the trash, but it was a finished ICAD. So I really didn't want to toss it. So I just kept it. They can't all be winners. And I'm sure I'll post it and somebody say, oh, that's my favorite. Because that always happens. My least favorite is somebody else's favorite. So one thing I've been doing with ICAD, I have not, well, very rarely have I been working on just one. And this is not usually me. Like I have a friend who has like half a dozen things on the go at the same time and goes back and forth, and I don't know how to do that. Well, usually. But I must say, with the ICAD, that's how I've been doing them. I have like half a dozen or more on the go, and I go back and forth, which makes editing a bit difficult, but it's great for getting them done. And if I'm getting stuck on one, I can put it aside and start working on another one. So it's great in that way. So this ICAD here that I'm working on, this is one of the ones that have helped me get back into the mood for arting and getting back into the swing of things. And I know right now it doesn't look like much, and there are many ugly phases with this one, but I am so glad that I kept going. And I just had to remind myself a few times that paintings often look ugly before they're finished. It's normal. I think almost all art goes through an ugly phase. But I'm so glad I kept with it, because this is one of my absolute favorites so far. And I liked this one so much that I ended up doing a small painting on a canvas of the flower. It didn't turn out exactly the same, but I liked the painting as well. So doing the ICAD did work because it inspired me to do a painting. So the challenge is helping me. So what I would do with the background on this one, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not great with explaining. But I wanted just a very loose, not abstract, but painterly, colorful background. Like I wanted it for you to be able to see there was more colors in the background, but then not have it like this where, they're just a mess, but to do a layer over top after, and you could see bits of color coming through, but it was a bit more muted. I don't know. All I can say is I like how it turned out in the end, so that's all that matters, right? So as you can see here, I'm going over it with an ivory. It's unbleached titanium. Yeah. And I blend it in with some other colors. There we have bleached titanium, and I'll use bright aqua green, but you can see hints of the other colors underneath, and that is kind of what I was going for. Again, one of my favorites. It probably helps that I used the bright aqua green. That's like my go-to. If I'm not liking something and I can't figure out what it is, sometimes I will add this color and it helps. Because sometimes I think when I'm making something, I'm using colors that I don't love. And then sometimes just adding that bit of color that you do love, it helps. Helps me anyway. I think that's it for that one. This one is a very simple, like a floral decal, like sort of thing. It's very, very simple. And for something so simple, my leaves there in the middle sure turned out wonky. I didn't do any prep before this one, like I didn't draw it out in pencil or anything. I just went straight in with a paintbrush. And that's what I've done for a lot of them, actually. But I don't know. It works sometimes and sometimes not so much, but I'm fine with how this one turned out in the end. It's nothing super special, but it's not bad. Just having a look at it now. I have my ICADs next to me. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I like the colors. The color combo is nice. So again, I used the bright aqua green, and I think the pink is portrait pink. For some reason that sounds right to me. And those colors look nice together. Here I had the pink and the aqua left over on my palette, and I didn't want to waste it, so I just threw it on another ICAD. I still haven't done anything with that one, so I don't know what's going to become of that ICAD. So we're back to this one. This one doesn't improve a whole lot. I just do the border around it, do the black and white, and then I add a quote to it, and that is it for that one. And if I was going for something cartoony, then yeah, it's fine. But yeah, not a favorite. This one I feel like it could be a pattern on a fabric or a wallpaper. This one is quite simple as well. It was so simple that once I had all the blocks done, I didn't know what to do with it. There was one point it was like, do I just leave it like that? But I didn't. I do more. So this one I really wanted to use neon pink, and it's hard to use that color. Like if you want it not to be translucent, which I wish I could find like a heavy body fluorescent pink that's gonna like really stand out and not be so watery and fluid. Do you guys know of a paint that's not like $100 for a tube? Oh, I wonder, I think I saw somebody, I don't know where it was from, but I thought I heard somebody say the flat paints. I think they're Liquitex maybe? They came out with a line of flat paints. And I feel like they were using a fluorescent, and they said they were really good. May have to check that out. Yeah, so this one, I did them all black, and then I did the one single one pink. And I actually thought about just leaving it like that, and it's like, it's just this piece of art. You wonder why only one is pink. But of course I didn't leave it. I couldn't leave it just simple. I had to do more. So as you can see, yeah, going back and forth has made this editing really fun. This one, I wish I had left it at this stage right here. I like it here. But then I went in with this, and I didn't like it. So then I did it solid, and I wish I had just left it with the pink and the yellow. I don't know why I feel the need to have to do more. Like, if I like it and it's really simple, I feel like I can't let it be just that because that was too easy. Like I feel like it has to be harder for some reason. So if it's simple and it was easy, it's like, well, it can't be done. And I don't know why I think that way, but I do. And there's so many times that I wish I did keep it simple and easy because it was really pretty when it was like that. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll learn. We'll see. But I do like how this one turned out after with the cute art foamy. This one's another by Keisha. I like her. And then once I put this one on there and how it says it's okay not to be okay, it kind of felt like it had meaning because there was one pink square among all the yellows. So it kind of made me feel like, you know, she was by herself, like she was that one single among everybody else who was okay, but she wasn't, and that was okay. So here is a flip through of the cards I did in this video. There's actually 8 of them instead of only 7, but I thought I would still go ahead and add it in. So hopefully I'll get more video editing done and I'll have the next week ready to share with you. So take care, everybody. Bye.
Thanks so much for stopping by. Let me know if you like my videos by leaving me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also head over to my Instagram account and say hi to me over there. If you have any video requests, leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. And don't forget to check out my other videos.